Hi, my name is Mariana Martinez and my group is made up of Kevin Arias and Sergio Rojas. We are students from the Manuela Beltran University of Organizational Psychology in-depth seminar. Next, we will address the issue of organizational diagnostic based on different concepts related to the central them and then highlight the importance in Colombian organizations. Currently, the concept of diagnostic is used and applied in the framework of organizational development, where Wisdom in 2013 defines it as the study of the social process that alive within the organization. In order to help employees identify the obstacles that block their effectiveness as a group and can take the appropriate measures to positively and significantly meet the objectives set by the company. Taking into account the above, this process allows an analysis of organizational behavior with the aim of identifying the origin of the problems and the areas that must be improved. Starting from 2 points of analysis or study, the organizational ones themselves and of human behavior. Organizational diagnostic is part of certain processes applied within the scientific method called operation research. Then we will address this process step by step. 1. Problem statement. It is oriented to the evaluation of possible problems based on the need for continuous improvement, with the aim of remaining in the competitive market. 2. Analysis of the organizational context. It is the analysis of the scenario in which daily activities occur. Within this analysis, scientific methods of inquiry are used, which are deduction and induction. The first part of a general analysis to the particular and the second part of a concrete analysis leading to a generalizable conclusion. 3. Identification of symptoms. The possible problem is determined, which is considered the reason for consultation, where those symptoms that cause alteration in the functioning of the organization are investigated through the judgment of managers and workers. 4. Formulation and testing of hypotheses. Based on possible explanation that can be inferred both from basic principles and from that provided by workers. A verification is carried out through cause-effect analysis strategies. 5. Information analysis. From the data collected, the information is analyzed based on the theoretical, conceptual, and empirical frameworks for the examination of organizational behavior. 6. Diagnosis. The interaction of the affected behavioral variables is exposed together with arguments based on the theory, and then an intervention proposal is made.
Hi, my name is Sergio Andrés Rojas. In this moment, I'm talking about requirements, elements, and another carryout about organizational diagnosis. The first one, before starting the diagnosis process, it's essential to have the intention and change and committed on support and client. A term used in organizational development to designate a person, a group, directly interested in carry out on transformation on system and with different authorities promise that add you will to make change or resulting about diagnosis. The second one, the client, must give the consultant internal or external apple principles of obtain information and not hinder and diagnostic process. The next one, the third text is the consultant will handle and the information obtained from the process is absolutely confidential manner developing and guarantees futures and without meddling in people for provide information. The next one, 4, you should also provide feedback about the diagnosis result as sources with the information obtained. The next one, 5. The SASs or failure diagnosis depends legally of client and the format of the agreement made with a consultant. The another one, what are the elements of organizational diagnosis? We can divide of organizational diagnosis into the three main steps or steps. Are those A. The why and which information collected and the process used. B. The methodology or use collect information which follow of those the methods used to obtain information from the client, interviews, questions, and other things. Used obtained in the consultant observation. The frequency with which information collected will depend the established of system. For another part, organization of the information. Yes? Want the designate of procedure for information process. The proper storage of data, the ordering of the information so is a consultant. Another ways, analysis and interpretations. With analysis and interpretation of the information, which consistent and separate of the basic elements in information explaining and then other answer question about this. What are the types of organizational diagnosis? Organizational diagnosis is divided into two main perspectives of functional and other cultural, each with of objectives, methods, techniques, complementary, and other gives. Yes? Functional diagnosis, cultural diagnosis.
An organizational diagnosis is a set of studies that allows to have an immediate approach of the reality of a process, area, or a company. That gives us the opportunity to identify the main weakness and the management. This means that we have the opportunity to release an evaluation of the mission and the vision of the company, the objectives, and all the areas in the company. That means that in the same way that a doctor asks questions, observes the patient, performs a test, and makes the judgment, an organizational diagnosis is the opportunity to evaluate the same things or a company. We can evaluate the people on the company or the company as an organizational area.